the crossover version of the Hyundai Verna. Oh, I'm so sorry, I meant the Tesla Model Y. Yes, Tesla is finally in India, and this is the first and only model on sale, the Tesla Model Y, available in two variants, the rear wheel drive and the rear wheel drive long range. This is the short range, which is priced at 63 lakhs on road Mumbai, but if you opt for either silver or red color, you have to pay rupees 1.85 lakhs more. You want autopilot, 6 lakh rupees please, and if you want white color interior, that's rupees 95,000. So that's crazy. Straight away, let's open the frunk, because this is a Tesla, so it has a usable frunk of 117 liters right there. There's no insulation there, it doesn't need it. Tesla doesn't even know that there's something known as insulation here, because they've never made ICE cars, only electric. Okay, washer fluid goes in right here. Let's shut this. Oh, that is kind of smooth. Anyways, the design will remind you of the Verna. The crossover version of the Verna is actually the Creta. Meanwhile, the design is very simple, plain, basic as such. You get a camera here. In fact, this car has got 8 freaking cameras. There's a camera there as well. Okay, there are multiple cameras there for lane keepers. 2 cameras I can see. Probably 3 camera, dash camera, and sensors and all that, because it has got autopilot if you opt for it. Otherwise, it has ADAS features. However, there are no sensors, because Tesla doesn't do sensors. It relies completely on camera, so no radars here. There is the provision for the towing hook, active aero curtain here. This is the main light. This is the DRL, which actually has the indicator right here. And in terms of length, this is almost 4.8 meters. The wheelbase is almost 2.9 meters. Yes, the car does have weird dimensions because it's a sloping roof line, so it's sort of a coupe. However, it looks a little bulky from certain angles. Anyways, it has got these aero caps on the wheels for better aerodynamic efficiency. Obviously, tire size 255 45 19, so low profile tires, not really meant for India. Now there is a camera here. This does not show because this is actually for the ADAS, and there is no camera here. Usually on the mirror you have a camera, but they have a camera here on the B pillar. Door handles are very different, so you just pull it like that to open the door, obviously. And because this is a sloping roof line, there is no rear wiper washer here, which is kind of surprising, but again, it looks quite bulky from the rear. Now this is the facelifted version of the Model Y, or you can call it the new Model Y. Bumper is not painted to reduce the visual bulk. You get the reverse lamp here, provision for a towing hook, and this is very seamless. In fact, here there's a light which activates, but when you brake, this is the light which activates. There's a camera here. This Tesla also illuminates, because when the light activates, that also happens. Meanwhile, the charging port is here. You press a button and there it opens. So you can obviously open it from the inside, which is nice. Okay, let me press it and open it once again. Khul ja bhai, khul ja. There. Now I want to shut it. I just push it like this. Yeah, there it shuts. It feels like it will break any freaking moment. There's a high mounted stop lamp. Let's open the boot. I press a button and there it opens. The boot is big at 938 liters. In fact, there's some storage space here, so the charging cable can be kept right there, along with that red Tesla pouch which has the first aid kit and the warning triangle and all that. There is actually the towing hook which is lying like this, which shouldn't be the case. And here also this thing opens. So how do I open it? I have to move this. Some amount of storage there as well, but this thing gets stuck inside, so that's kind of weird. Let me put everything back. Meanwhile, this is actually to put the seat down. Press a button and you can fold the seats down in 60/40 format, and when you do that, this is more than 2100 liters. That's a lot of space. Yes, the boot here is massive. Well, that's what she said, but somehow this one is faster than that one. I don't know, there's a race going on and this one is always winning and this one is always losing. This should come further behind. Yeah, now that's proper. That's nice. Some cubby holes here on both the sides. Beautifully lined boot. So yeah, that's amazing. Power tailgate. I press a button and there it shuts. It's smooth. Now let's get inside at the rear, because space is actually quite nice here. Firstly, if you notice, it gets frameless doors. These are double glazed windows, so yeah, that's wide. Meanwhile, the seat is actually wide enough. You obviously get ISOFIX child seat mounts. The seat does not recline. It's fixed here. And in terms of space, there is a lot of space, lot of knee room, leg room and foot room. Under thigh support is decent, not the best here. Height adjustable seat belts. There's a light here and there is actually a hook here which comes out very nicely. Air conditioning turned on full blast. These are the AC vents, 2 USB-C charging sockets, and here you get a center armrest with 2 cup holders, and center passenger also gets a head, which is awesome. But the problem is this glass roof is always open. There's no blind, so oh my god, this is so freaking hot. Yeah, the cabin has become real hot. Magazine holders, which is aircraft style, which is nice. It's not really scooped out, doesn't need to be, but space at the rear is impressive. And then you have this 8-inch screen which shows you a lot of stuff. Okay, I've just turned on the air conditioning at the rear. Let me shut that off. So here you can do whatever you want. In fact, you can also move this seat. So not only from the boot, but from here also you can recline the seat, fold it. You can press a button here for folding it. That will also happen. And using this, I can actually move this particular seat. Yes, the passenger seat can be moved from here to increase the boot carrying capacity. No, not the boot carrying capacity, but to increase the space here. So that is the boss mode, which is electric here. And then you can come into audio, you can come into media, you can watch YouTube videos, you can watch Netflix, and then you can do a lot of things, including playing chess, playing games. You can play games here. How cool is that? That's also very much possible. So yeah, this screen lets you do a lot of things, which is fantastic. Now let me get out. Getting in and out is not difficult at all. It says some warning here. Okay, this is the fail safe, just in case this stops working now. So that is electric now, electronics. So you open this and then you pull this yellow cable to be able to use the rear doors or open the rear doors and get out of it. Now in terms of ground clearance, this car has a ground clearance of 167 mm, which is decent, and it tells you the VIN number here with the Tesla logo as well. The wiper does not pass the Indian cleaning test, because people who clean the cars in the morning, they put the wipers up. This wiper is not going to go up. But yeah, the design is not like very exciting as such, feels a bit bulky and a bit Verna-ish. But let's step inside because it's full of minimalism. Yeah, they've just gone ahead and not given it anything at all. For starters, you get electric seats here, which is good. Door pockets are big and beautifully lined as well. One touch up and down power windows. And obviously, you get illumination here. Now, I like the materials which have been used. They are quite nice. Look at the material here on the top as well. That's nice, but the AC vents come out from here. So the AC blows from there. So the vents are like concealed. You don't even realize that the vents are right there. And you get a proper dead pedal as well. But where are the buttons? This car doesn't have any. So first things first, I am going to be turning off the air conditioning because it's obviously very loud. So here we are. Now it's a bit confusing. I don't like the fact that it's so confusing. I want to turn it off. There we go. Turned off. I think something else is also making noise. This is an auto dimming mirror. There's a camera here. So yeah, you can record yourself. And there is the hazard light switch on the top. By the way, you can't read it, but it says PRND. So in case the gas selector fails here in the touchscreen, you can also operate from there. Now there's a mirror here along with a light as well. This extends as well, which is nice, and this is magnetic, which is amazing. Look at the way it has been curved. Now there's a glove box here. In order to operate that, you have to come to the screen, boss. Everything is in the screen. The glove box is beautifully lined, but it's not very big. However, there's a USB plug inside because Tesla doesn't do Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So yeah, things are very different here. Now the steering feels nice to hold. It is adjustable. Is it adjustable? Yes, it is, but it has to be done from there. It's electric. Okay, this is the control for the headlight. This is for the wiper, and this is to move things. If you want to move the steering, I'll just show it to you right away. So press this button, and now I can move the steering from here. Same is the case with the mirrors as well. If I want to adjust the mirrors, I decide from here, and then I move it like this. Yeah, can you see? That's how it is done. You move it from this particular switch, and this is for the ADAS. This is for the voice command. The horn is not India approved at all. It's very meek. While the design is good, quality could be slightly better, but this thing, it brings in a lot of heat inside. Like I'm feeling like a tawa at the moment, so that could be better. Now here you've got twin cup holders. Here you've got a massive cubby hole. In fact, this is like really deep. Well, that's what she said. And you just press it like this and there it shuts. Below here also you've got storage space, which is extending to the inside. Again, beautifully lined. So yeah, this is fantastic. You get two wireless charging pads here. So you can charge two mobile phones at the same time. And this is the key of the vehicle. You just have to keep it here to activate it, and then it gets activated. Now everything is in this screen. This is a 15.4 inch screen, and it's a screen you have never seen before because it's so sleek, it's so snappy. It's better than an iPad as well. That's how great it is. And there's a lot you can do here. Okay, you can schedule a light show. So a light show is something which basically will celebrate for you. Then there's something known as emissions. You can fart when you turn on the turn signal. So yeah, that is kind of hilarious. If you happen to hit someone, it will automatically fart. It says sit happens, not but sit happens. Just being nice here. So yeah, I can press the left scroll to fart as well. 1 second. It says fart on demand. I am so random. I can change boring fart, and there are like multiple fart options. What the hell? Yeah, because electric cars obviously have no soul, so you have to do all these things just to make it more exciting. And then you can customize the ambient light colors because there are around 64 colors, and then you can change from metallic to matte and all those things you can do. Yeah, this is where the ambient light actually comes in. Let me come out of this menu and come into the boom box. So you can do so many freaking things like making this a disco on wheels. Here you can put fire on the screen. which actually makes you feel that you are in a very cozy atmosphere. I mean, this is all BS, you know, just time pass, and then you can sketch here as well, so you can write whatever you feel, whatever your emotions are.
Yeah, break maar! Vinas kare viprit buddhi!
Like I just wrote some random letters right now. Let me come out of this. Randomly the AC also turned on. Yeah, the AC has a mind of its own. I don't want you to unnecessarily activate. And there's something known as Mars. So when you get into this Mars menu now, what will happen is that your navigation will have you on Mars. How gimmicky can you get? Tesla is like, yes, we can. So yeah, all these gimmicks are here. And then there's a Santa mode as well, which lets you do jingle, ho ho ho, and all those things. See, the car turns into a Santa Claus's ride, so that can be done. Now here you have all the information about the vehicle, because things are a little complex now. So Tesla has explained everything, that how do you turn on the signals, how do you actually adjust the mirrors, how do you adjust the steering, and all those things. Even adjusting the seat has a proper menu to it, because Tesla feels that all of us are stupid, we don't know how to do it. So Tesla has that, and there are a lot of widgets here, including a dash cam as well, which records. So yeah, that's crazy. And then let me come to the camera. Okay, this is the 360-degree parking camera. Like there are 8 cameras, so 4 of them you can see here, and you can just move it up and down. By the way, it also has a camera cleaning function here. So I press a button, it cleans the front camera, not for the rear camera. And then music you can get from one of these apps. So there is a lot in this car actually, and then you can connect your phone, thankfully, via Bluetooth. Otherwise Elon Musk doesn't even approve of that. This is for the seat ventilation and heating, heated steering. If someone is sitting here, it senses it. It will also show you the option of heating or cooling this particular seat as well. So lot of buttons and widgets here, which is nice. There's something known as arcade, where you can play a game as well. This is kind of cool, because once the car is charging, what do? You obviously end up playing games. Okay, shh, don't make noise. Volume, volume, volume. So, okay. How? Oh my god, it was so loud. I don't even know how to reduce the volume. But when you're playing a game, you use the steering as well as the accelerator and brake to play the game. So this is nice. Plenty of games. I mean, the screen is super duper slick, super duper awesome. And then there are so many buttons here. You can change whatever you feel like. There's a sentry mode, which lets you record in case there's a horn or in case you leave the car. So just to make sure nobody's doing weird stuff with your car. There's a car wash mode as well, which obviously adjusts a lot of things. So many things to do. This screen alone can take 1 hour to just understand, maybe more. But there you can get into various functions. I just want to turn it off. Every possible function of this vehicle is in this particular screen. You go here, you make changes. That's how it is. And it's a bit too much to understand, honestly. And this is where you actually change the drive modes. You see your charging status here. Basically the autopilot function, you can change the key cards which are activated, and to operate the lights you have to come into this menu. Right, that's right. If you want to operate the lights, you have to be in this particular menu. You can't do it from outside. You can fold the seats from here though, the rear seats. Obviously you can change the display, you can schedule the air conditioning and the charging. Then you can see how you want the safety to work, the service, the details about the vehicle, the navigation data, trips, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, all these things right here on the inside. But let me come out of this. I mean, it's relatively easy here. Let's come here. And then where am I again? I have lost count. So this car also has multiple modes, like there's a dog mode. So if you want to leave your dog in the car, you can do that. The air conditioning will keep running and the car will chill as well, so that the dog doesn't get suffocated. And then it's saying windshield washer fluid low. All these things in the screen. It's just way too much to operate with one screen. There should have been physical buttons, but Tesla is like, no, we don't do physical buttons. That's not our jam. But as I see it, this car is kind of simple. A lot of tech. The best screen in the industry without a doubt. But how does it drive? Let's go. All right, let's start driving. First and foremost, let's turn off the air conditioning. I'm already very vexed with these buttons turning on and off everything, and straight away from here is where I select the gear and off we go, and obviously it keeps changing things accordingly. Now there are two versions of this car in India: rear wheel drive and rear wheel drive long range, not long wheelbase. So the long range actually has more power and a bigger battery. 83 kilowatt hour battery pack in the long range with 340 horsepower, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.6 seconds, and charging capability of up to 250 kilowatt. But this is the standard range, and all of a sudden I'm feeling a bit cold. I think the seat ventilation has turned on. Yeah, this is auto, so it does it on its own. Too much complexities here. Air conditioning was supposed to be off. I don't know from where it is turning on. In full flow, that too. Let's shut it off. Yeah. So this car actually feels very easy to drive, but getting used to a lack of instrument cluster will take some time. I give an indicator, and there I see a small display here. A bigger one would definitely be nice, and the turning radius doesn't seem to be that impressive. And straight away onto the throttle, seamless acceleration, some motor whine, and I have to look here to see the speed. Yes, it's fast. It has to be, because this has a 63 kilowatt hour battery pack and 299 horsepower, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.9 seconds is what Tesla claims. And the maximum charging capability of this car is 175 kilowatt. So it charges with a super fast charger from Tesla, the supercharger. In 15 minutes, it can add up to 267 kilometers of range, which is impressive, but the supercharger network is still very early stage in India right now, so it's going to take some time for that to get fixed. Let's use the wipers. Oh, the wiper spray actually comes out from the wiper blade itself, so there are no separate nozzles there. Horn is so meek, I can't really hear it. So it's made for US and developed countries, not really for India. Anyways, the car is quite easy to drive. Steering doesn't have feel as such, and because of the 19-inch wheels, low profile tires, it's obviously on the stiffer side, because obviously this is a car for the developed country wherein you don't find potholes that frequently. But let me quickly get into the drive mode now. See, so much of a distraction to look into the screen and figure out what's happening. Let's turn on the hazards. Once you get used to all the buttons, you know what's happening. I come into dynamics. We are in standard mode. We are in deceleration standard as well. You're going to leave it that way. Okay, we have steering weight as well, so I'm going to make it heavy, light, standard, and heavy. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and off we go. Both pedals pressed. That's how you launch, bro. Hazard lights off. Quite late because it's a bit confusing how things work. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.76 seconds, which is actually faster than Tesla's claim. This is obviously offering seamless acceleration, because you obviously get the instant torque here. And in terms of the drive feel, it's just like any other electric car, which is subdued, not really very engaging as such. But the brakes are good and the regen works fantastically well here. And look at this. It's not able to identify that around us, they are not potatoes, they are vehicles. I'm simply going to change acceleration to chill, deceleration to reduced, reducing the regen. They've not complicated stuff like regen 1, 2, 3, no, none of that. Now in chill mode, things are a bit more subdued here, so that you don't feel nauseous because of the electric acceleration. Now this car comes from Tesla's Gigafactory in China, and obviously it's not going to be made in India yet, because the volumes are so chinto minto. It gets acoustic glass to make sure that not much of the noise filters inside, but yes, it's still a bit on the louder side in terms of the tire noise, in terms of the road noise. And with those big low profile tires, you obviously are going to hear a lot inside the cabin, but the drive is very smooth. The glass area is massive. Look at the windscreen, it's huge. So yes, you get a good view of what's around and gives you a nice feel as well of driving. This is seamless, and this screen, once you get used to it, is just amazing. The way it works, phenomenal without a doubt. And then if I want to change anything, I can do that here. Now it's obviously telling me what's around me. It tries to read as much as possible, including the signal, motorcycles, cars, trucks, buses, and whatnot. Probably it will read animals as well, and thankfully and hopefully we don't get animals on our route today. So seamless to drive, very easy, very fast as well, but doesn't feel fast because obviously there's no sound as such. And I don't know why I'm so stupid that I'm not yet activated fart on turn signal, because that would be so damn cool. And I have I didn't even, okay, indicator shut. This is so ridiculous and so funny. Oh, this car is full of pranks. You know, you can just go around playing random stuff in this car just to have fun, because the drive experience is not really the USP here. It's like any other electric car. Good, fast, seamless acceleration, not complicated in terms of the drive modes, just chill and standard. No ludicrous mode here, which is obviously reserved for faster versions of Tesla's models. Like say the Model S Performance has that, and trust me, that car can launch. Anyways, I don't have much to talk in terms of the drive experience, because it's like any other electric car. I somehow find the BYD Sealion 7 having some amount of feel as such. I don't know why. Maybe there are a lot more things to play with, and obviously it's a different experience there, but no artificial fake sounds here. Things feel a bit more realistic. Now let's quickly take a U-turn. Oh, I wanted to take a U-turn and I ended up farting, so that's kind of Body roll is there in plenty. And now let's just stop. Okay, I give the indicator. Let's do the brake test. Seamless brakes with some sound from the front axle. Okay, let's launch this car in a mode called, oh sorry, in a mode called chill, and off we go. So this also has a biohazard mode wherein it ensures that you get hospital grade air inside the car, just in case something around is not that great, especially when such sounds are coming, you know it. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.9 seconds. So chill mode is really taking it easy. This car has got 9 airbags, and the India project of Tesla was known as Project Peacock. So deceleration is reduced and standard. In reduced, now the region reduces. If I come into standard, it becomes one pedal driving. So as soon as I leave the throttle, it will automatically start reducing the speed of the vehicle. And obviously, because it's very advanced, it can read cars ahead and accordingly alter the speed as well. So I'm sorry, but that's the only entertainment I'm getting today. If I'm not having exhaust sounds, the fart is the one I'm going to enjoy. So I'm just going to leave the throttle here, and the deceleration starts. It starts very aggressively. It's one pedal driving. It's seamless. Don't tell me the car is going to stop in the middle of the road. Yeah, it's kind of going to. Yeah, there we are. We have stopped. We should be stopping somewhere a little ahead, but we've stopped here. And there's this small Chota Hathi, which seems like a truck for Tesla. But anyways, there it's telling me ADAS warning and all. ADAS systems in this car work fantastically well based on cameras, not even radar. Isn't that awesome? And then we have all of a sudden potatoes around. The next one is a potato. I didn't say it. The car said that. I just wish the steering had more feel. Even when you come into light mode, it feels a little lighter, definitely, but the difference is not a world apart. You can't say that, you know what, now I feel that the steering is having more weight or becomes sporty. No, this car is far from sporty. It's heavy, there's body roll, and that heaviness is definitely because of the heavy battery of the vehicle. Imagine the long range will be heavier still, but because of more power, it's obviously faster. I think I'm done with the farts for the day. Not really. I'm just going to change the fart to a boring one. Now let's again time this, but this time we are going to do it in the more faster standard drive mode. So no sport drive mode, and left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and off we go. That's 0 to 100 in 5.8 seconds. Very close to Tesla's claim. I don't know, something is wrong. I don't know what I ate last night, but that's definitely altering this drive experience today because I'm not able to control myself. So as I see it, Tesla has done a fantastic job by bringing the Model Y first. They could have got the Model 3, it would have been cheaper, obviously. However, the Model 3 would not get the same kind of numbers which the Model Y would get because the Model Y is an SUV, and the Model 3 would be more attractively priced. I believe they're going to get the Model 3, they're going to get the Model X, the Model S. The Cybertruck is not coming. Cybertruck is only made in left-hand drive configuration. There's no right-hand drive version of the Cybertruck, and even if they make a right-hand drive version of the Cybertruck, it will simply not comply with pedestrian emission norms. The US doesn't care about pedestrians, the whole world does. So that's the reason the Cybertruck is definitely not coming. But this screen is so damn awesome. I wish they sell this screen separately because it's so intuitive to use. It's so fast. All other cars, no matter you name the car, it's always laggy. Here it's just seamless. It also makes all other cars potatoes around you. And off we go. So Tesla's India project is known as Project Peacock for obvious reasons, and this variant is priced at rupees 63 lakhs. On road Mumbai, you opt for the long range, which has a bigger battery, more power, and obviously is faster. That means that car costs a lot more, 71.71 lakhs on road Mumbai. Yes, the pricing is on the expensive side because this car obviously competes with the BYD Sealion 7, and obviously nobody can compete with China. Technically, Tesla also makes in China, so yeah, that could make their prices much more attractive and aggressive. However, let's not forget, the problem here is import duties are quite high. Unless and until they start making it locally, that's not going to happen. Remember that rumor had come that Tesla is going to enter India with a rupees 20 lakh car, and I was like, the day Tesla enters India with rupees 20 lakh worth of a car, priced at rupees 20 or 25, even 30 lakhs now, Tata and Mahindra will have to shut their EV divisions overnight because they simply won't be able to survive in front of Tesla. Fantastic car, really. The software is the hero here, the screen is the hero here, the rest is the same as all other electric cars. Let me verify, is it indeed potatoes? Oh, I can move it. Now I can see cars. Oh my god, this is so well done. Let's turn on the camera. Let's see at what speed it works. This is so nice. The resolution, amazing. Yeah, whatever Tesla does, it does it well, and it doesn't do things it thinks it cannot do well, like an instrument cluster, for example, or physical buttons. But physical buttons would be good, but Tesla is not trying to do that. This screen is fixed. It does not rotate like some of the cars in this particular segment. And now just put the fart to randoms, because that would be so damn cool. I have driven all the Teslas except the Y, and the Y I drive in India, so that's kind of sweet and a nice judgment of not running behind the Y, because the 3 is nice, the S is nice, the X is fantastic with those doors, very practical, but honestly I think the Cybertruck is the best Tesla, and unfortunately that simply can't come to India, which is kind of sad. Look at this, what is happening? I don't know, very practical, but honestly I think the Cybertruck is the best Tesla, and unfortunately that simply can't come to India, which is kind of sad. Look at this, what is happening? I don't know where and how it's able to understand everything, but it does a phenomenal job. This is so damn cool. Now only if some animal comes across, so I can understand if the animal can be seen here as well, because in the United States of America animals don't really roam on the street as such, so it's not something which Tesla would have been able to program so seamlessly. Now I need to make a quick overtake. You can do that very fast because this car has so much grunt, very linear power delivery. Somehow the tuning is nicely done that it's not kick in the pants feel, but very linear, a big long surge of power and performance, making sure that driving it out on the highway, not an issue at all. And here we go. Oh my goodness, that is freaking fast. Yeah, it gets a bit bouncy, but trust me, this car is going to sell in great numbers. Firstly, the Tesla brand name, very, very popular. It's like the Apple of the car industry, and then the fuss and the hype is all about the screen, which it somehow is able to justify by offering a very seamless experience. And I've not even got onto the app. Once I do that and onto the supercharger network, then it's a whole different world wherein no other car brand can really compete with Tesla. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.